Hi, welcome to today's general spread. I'm feeling very, I'm feeling a lot into the reading that I did before this one, the last reading I've done from this one, which I will link in the description if you're interested, where I was tapping into a lot of there's a lot of energy, lots of energy right now at the time I'm recording this. This may be relevant for you in your life currently. With that energy, though, is this sense of exhaustion that it really hasn't left me for the past 2-3 weeks now, honestly. I've just been feeling really, 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 really tired. And every time I consider my exhaustion, something, yeah, I just saw a white butterfly fly past, and that's me and the universe's thing. Something happens synchronistically. That grounds me in the moment and helps me to remember the, as I've been saying, vibe of these times we're in right now, and how the large part of what is unfolding, which again may be relevant for you at this time, the large part of what's unfolding in your life right now is very, it's the root of the things that are unfolding right now are highly likely based on energetic or spiritual influences, generational clearance of some kind, inherited like curses, but not really. I mean, they're not curses anymore because we're fucking doing the work to clear them out, right? Challenges, tasks, assignments, whatever. Like there's a reason for the feelings, every feeling counts. Yeah. This is the opening card, Queen of Cups. Every feeling counts. Every single emotion you feel must be compassionately addressed and explored for the sake of curiosity. Very interesting. So we have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Discs, the Page of Rods, and the One of Rods. I did a reading for myself like maybe 30 minutes ago where I
my juice and I want to sit here and I want to watch something on the green phone.
It's in our room, I'm coming. I'm going to have to quickly do something for all of like 2 minutes. So I'm going to leave the live running. But in the meantime, I wanted to leave with the thought of saying that I did a reading for myself and these cards fell out. So it's giving, it's very subconscious. It's uncovering subconscious layers of pain. But I'm so tired of addressing this. I'm so tired of repeating this line. Like how many layers of our subconscious? I was going to say how many layers of our subconscious is unexplored. Yeah. The multifacetedness of human. No matter how many layers we explore, they will never be done. The void. I think that the intuitive channeling that I did recently regarding the void could be relevant, so I will link that as well. Very voidy period in your life right now, whenever it is that you may be watching this. Excuse me for a second. Maybe I'm going to bring you up food and finish recording. I'd like to go about exploring. Oh, and then we have judgments, by the way, beneath the deck. So let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish, baby. So whatever is being addressed right now in this period of your life or whenever it is that you're watching it's a long time coming. I'm receiving spiritual and energetic work, like reaching a stage of progression that has been a long time coming. Okay, now I'm receiving, the spiritual progression that you are going through is being reflected in your external world, but you're looking at it and you're not, I want to say you're not going about it correctly, but there's no correct. It's more like there's like a lack of openness or defensiveness towards a situation, possibly an opportunity to move on, or an opportunity to travel, or an opportunity to take a break, to feel more. This feels personal, but it's reflecting in your material world in a way that I'm not sure yet. I'm not quite sure how this is reflecting. It doesn't feel like a career thing. It feels like something emotional or to do with relationship and connection. Okay, right. So beneath the deck, you have the One of Cups. Okay, so it's a connection. It's a connection that I'm not entirely sure is, I don't know if it's purely romantic. It feels like it could possibly be between a mother and child, a parent and child's opportunity to renew a connection. Okay, very specific frequency. Where the mother is open, she's emotionally open, and the child is defensive and is untrusting towards what's coming. Or an older person, younger person figure. That is to say, if whichever side I'm reading for, whether I'm reading for the young person or the old person, maternal figure, open your heart and be patient. Trust your intentions, regardless of who you are. Trust your intentions and try to open up, and then allow things to happen from there. I feel called to read the interpretation of the Six of Swords. Hello, Chitane. This is not a personal reading. This is a general reading, so I'm not going to be answering any of those kinds of questions. Please look out for when I do tarot and chill live streams, like once a week, likely every Sunday. That's when you can ask questions like this, but not in this reading. This is a general collective reading where you can comment rather on the energy that I'm bringing forth in the reading, if it resonates, or how you interpret the ideas that I'm bringing up. But I'm not making this about one single person. So this card speaks of travel that allows a release from cares and worries. While challenges still lie ahead of you, the main difficulties have been overcome. The ability to give care to yourself in the vulnerable areas of your psyche, the beginning of something unknown, and health concerns. Okay, with these two cards together, I'm receiving that if whatever situation you may face, this specific line, don't forget to ask for help. It's very important. Please don't forget to ask for help. That feels specific for some of you, a very specific one, and that's all that I have. Ask for help when you need help. Don't try to go about things on your own. Open up, yes, to receiving help. Open up to connection, as the One of Cups beneath the deck suggests. Open up to new connection. Oh, sweet. And then you have the Three of Discs and the Sun. So, okay, now with all of that together, I'm receiving the frequency of somebody who is, it's pretty much what I opened with before, where if you where you're being presented with an opportunity to open your heart. Don't know what this opportunity is about. Possibly with a relationship, likely, like I said, some kind of mother, maternal, feminine figure. Or an opportunity to open up to the softer parts of yourself, but that feels deeply subconscious, and I wouldn't be able to unpack further on that. So in terms of how it may play out in your life, an opportunity to open up, connection, relationship, not purely romantic, could be familial, platonic. But there's a defensiveness and a doubting of the other's intentions that needs to be processed. How can I say? I don't know. It could possibly be processed through communication. Actually, like you could just honestly go to this person and say, I don't trust you. But then remember to remain open to the possibility of connection. So you say, I'm open to connect with you, but I'm struggling to trust your intentions. The sincerity of this connection will really, I think, allow, like, nothing's going to blow up in your face. I'm also getting the sense that I'm maybe reading for somebody who has gone through that before. Like, you've communicated honestly with someone, you've opened up, you've tried to open up in the past with someone, or you have a history of a pattern of this, opening up to people, and then they take it the wrong way, they take it personally, they manipulate what you have to say into something that no longer settles as true for you. Like, they make up their own truths about you, but you just expressed the truth, or they hear your truth and then they get carried away with assumptions about whatever it is that they think your truth implied without consulting you. They just assume the truth, and then that's it for themselves. I beg your pardon. They assume their truth is truth, and then they move on with that. And then it caused a lot of like closed offness, where this is where you like connect with. If anyone wants to connect with you, they're going to find you in these caves with the staff, with a defensive look on your face, ready to poke and push people away if they try to fuck you over. You seem to think everybody's trying to fuck you over, maybe in that state right now, or of thinking that everybody is out, or you don't trust anyone. Not so much everyone's out to get you, but that you can't trust anyone. But you can. However, the reason that you think you can't is important. It's worth feeling through and respecting. I am getting as well the sense of a reconciliation. And it is, I'm reading this during Mercury retrograde, so X season. Let me put those, which ones was it? Yeah. Okay, let me put these, the One of Cups and Judgment back, and shuffle for one more card, and then leave this. Amazing. I love that. So beautiful, and it fell out so wonderfully as well. I love it when this happens. We have the Six of Rods. Please try to trust in whatever may come to you. Even emotionally, trust the way that you feel. Okay, yeah, trust the way that, lead first and foremost with trusting the way that you feel. Let me rather say that. Yeah, because now I'm receiving the possibility that this relationship or connection, you were right to feel defensive about it, but I don't think that you will be, like, I don't think it's going to be at a detriment to you. Like, this person can't harm you. No one can. You are in an unharmable state. You're in the caves. Like, I think the other main messaging about this card is how defensive she is, but how genuinely protected she is. Like, even if someone does try to harm you, you are armed. You are armed yourself, I'm fascinated by the frequency of defensiveness here, because I'm really also feeling, with the finishing card being the Six of Rods, it's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary to be so closed off like this. Thank you. Thank you from Canada. Very spiritual. Very, very spiritual. Mind work stuff. I love the focus on the spiritual and the subconscious work. I really appreciate that's what's coming out here. 3D life, you can really let it fall. If by chance you feel guilty about not being productive or not showing up, then I hope that stops after you watch this. I hope that you release that, because you're going through a very energetic time that will need an openness and like a presence. Yeah, a sense of presence. You have the the Four of Cups beneath the deck. Try to practice gratitude as often as possible. It is such a lanky, or like feels almost, I don't know, it feels almost like it has nothing to do with the situation to say be grateful, but being grateful will help. It helps any situation, just feeling grateful. The frequency of gratitude is very productive, in itself. So I think that something happens very naturally after practicing gratitude long enough. And I think, like in a state of gratitude, this is guaranteed. This defensiveness drops. This card mentioned health issues, whatever potential health issues, you understand that like you can only go through it. Gratitude brings presence. It brings a sense of certainty as well because of how you're focused on the gratitude. This card speaks of uncertainty, resulting in like an inertia or a kind of stillness. I'm now also getting a frequency of anxiety that I hope you try. I don't know, man. Because anxiety also, it's difficult to like process. I can't just say, try not to be anxious. Because yeah, it's one of those things. Anxiety is one of those things where it's very difficult to stop. It's a very fast moving train. My heart's with you if you do feel that way. Success guaranteed. Joy guaranteed. Let me actually read this interpretation, because you also got the sun earlier. So it's vibes. It's life, actually. It's life. You're processing, doing life as you should, really. Let's try to be present. Menkem, I'm not doing that kind of reading in this one. I mentioned earlier on in this one, I'm not going to repeat myself, but just like be aware that I don't do personal readings here. You can reach out to me personally if you're interested in getting a personal one-on-one, but this isn't one of those lives where I'm tapping into individual energy. This card speaks of triumph, success, due to vision and hard work. I also do it's undeniable that you're a hard worker. So shout out to you. Achievement, breakthrough, a creative project well completed, a creative spiritual project. I think that there's something that you may have forgotten that you wanted of yourself and of your ability to handle problems, handle connections, maybe conflict, but I'm not really getting that you're in conflict here. Anyway, the point is that whatever this is that is going to require an openness and an emotional vulnerability from you it's going to land you up in a position where you are someone you wanted to be. You are becoming someone you've always wanted to be. Should have just said that. Can also indicate the opening up of intuitive power. Yes, both speaking of that. Okay, so big time for intuition. Big time for intuition. And through relying on your intuition, the ability to rely on your intuition automatically to me should imply that everything will be okay. You're very powerful. You are protected. And that you are part of a divine plan. Just the thought of, okay, I can rely on my intuition should imply all of that other stuff. That you are safe. That you have a right to be joyful. that you are always okay, even when you may feel like you're not. Even in a lot of times when things aren't okay as you experience them, all is well, you know? Intuition. That to me is what your intuition should imply. Otherwise, what kind of intuition are we working with here? Manifestation of a long-standing ambition, like I'd said earlier on in the reading. Something spiritual, something about the way that you feel. And not just a sense of security, but a sense of being comfortable even when you don't feel secure. Is a stage reached in your spiritual development process that has been a long time coming, that I think ultimately will make you very attractive and enticing, because while this page is defensive, difficult to ask for help, etc., she's gorgeous. And part of the reason why she's in this defensive position is because people took from her. They saw her energy. They loved that. It's the kind of, I guess, witch energy where your potency is something your potency and your power is something you are punished for. So you're used to being punished. Yeah. Okay, maybe you're reading for somebody who really identifies or is possibly currently working through the frequency of thinking that you are only going to get good things if you suffer. Oh, that. Yes. Oh my God, yes. Okay, I'm feeling into a manifestation coming in that will allow you to understand that that was never true. You don't have to suffer at all, actually. And you have every right to be so happy, free-flowing, feel everything, be crazy, be delusional, be insane, whatever. You have every right to be yourself, and you will still be ever deserving. Maybe this manifestation may come in a way or at a time where you are quicker going to turn to the fact that this can't be true. What is this that I'm looking at? I don't trust this. Is this going to hurt me again? Is this going to last? Or is this going to slip through my fingers? Is the universe going to take it from me just as I start to enjoy it? It's such a tough, it's a really tough one, victimhood and shame and all of that, especially when it seems so ingrained in your story. Like some people, they go through shame. They go through experiencing shame and you can easily say or tell them, it's okay. Like there's a quick remedy for it, where you can say, betrayal, the frequency of betrayal, being betrayed by a friend versus being betrayed by family. A friend, someone you met, you can reason that more or less to say, you don't know the person, some people you can't trust them, and then that can end at that. When family betrays you, that's like, I grew up with this person. We literally grew up next to each other. We are blood related. We are why would you betray me? There's not a quick fix or answer for that. And I feel like I may be reading for someone who understands that other one, where there isn't a quick fix. You may or may not have identified or be in a space where you think bad shit happens to good people, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I would suggest that you look into, like I said, linking the intuitive channeling. I would also suggest watching the content that you take in. Make sure that the things that you take in are uplifting. Please be aware. If you're somebody who likes, maybe I may or may not be reading for somebody who either does now or used to them that enjoys watching crime documentaries and documentaries about psychopaths and murderers. Please, don't do that right now because your psyche is very sensitive, and I think that it may be one of those situations where you go to bed, you watch some crazy shit just before going to bed, and then you have a nightmare. You can wake up and kind of disconnect from that and say, oh, okay, I had that nightmare just because I watched something creepy the night before. But the energy of that, the energy and the frequency of the experience of that nightmare, all of that, it stays with you. It sits in your energetic body. And your energetic body is a very, very fragile place right now. My apologies for the connection, everyone. I don't know what's happening. I'm getting notifications, but the recording will be there after this. So you'll hear what I have to say. I'm getting the frequency of somebody whose energetic field is extremely sensitive and or sensitive to influence and effect. I think it's because of the state of potential that you're in right now. You are, there's a lot that you can manifest and bring in. There's so much change afoot in terms of like how you go about these times. So yes, be very, very, very strict about what you hold in your mind, about your frequency, about your hope. Stay hopeful. Try to stay as uplifted as possible. Yes. Gratitude. Stop paying attention to this cup that's on the floor that is spilled. That also looks bloody, by the way. Like that looks that looks like it's just a very sad cup, okay? And then behind you you have a waterfall abundant type situation that you just seem to not want to look at. There's a reading, I beg your pardon, where this card fell out that I will link as well that may have to do with the energy you're in. I think this card, okay, wait, let me just revisit it quickly. I'm looking at the Seven of Discs and remembering a statement about how you might need to just take a rehashing on what you deem important. Beware of the body's messaging. Okay, let me just read the sentences that jump out. I need to check your underlying motivation, ensuring you aren't sabotaging your plans. The rest of the sentence I don't think is relevant. It's more just make sure that make sure or clear the possibility of making moves from fear, acting or behaving or perceiving from fear. Try to assume that you are like loved in every situation. Assume you're loved, assume the best, assume good intent, Open up to being hurt. I hate that. Might be reading for a Scorpio or a Virgo placement. Shout out to Virgo placements. I don't know if a Virgo will ever if a Virgo will catch this, but like something I'm really respecting about Virgo placements is how spiritual they are, how intentional they are, and how that implies how spiritual they are. Intent and the energy you go about doing things with, like why you do things, is very important. And Virgos take that so seriously. But they also don't take their emotions seriously. So it's that Virgo-Pisces situation, axis, I mean. But not really. Whatever. Take what you take. Leave what doesn't resonate. I think that is all I have. Okay. Yeah, that's all I have. Another extension of a reading I've done before where there's no major arcanas present directly, besides Judgment that was beneath the deck earlier, but that is, I think, the period that we are all in as a collective. Lots of fate afoot. But no major arcanas here, which I take to mean that it's a very generally relaxed period of you understanding your humanness, practicing your own will. You can rest assured in being confident in being yourself. Relax about things, Try to be more forgiving. Try not to overthink the impulses that you feel to do. Just do stuff. Just do things. Journal. I'm receiving journaling. Journaling might be very helpful for you. Oh yeah, with these two together as well. Lots of emotions. So just consider every time you feel emotional upheaval, just write it down. Even if you don't have a journal, try write it down on a piece of paper. It may be helpful in processing what goes on beneath the surface, because it's also seems like a lot of what is happening has been triggered from beneath the surface. Even if it's just an external thing coming towards you, know that that's a mirror of something that needs to be addressed from inside of you. The void. Please consider watching the intuitive channeling that I did recently. I will link it regarding the void because I think it might be helpful. Otherwise, though, you've got it. You are deeply connected to your intuition at this time. Again, success is guaranteed. Yay. Thank you so much for being present in this reading. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking me in. Thank you to everybody who's commented. I always feel a relative oh man, every time I deny pulling questions in these kinds of readings. I love pulling cards and I would love to, but I have to keep the energy separate for my own ability to channel clearly. So again, please look out for the tarot and chills. I'm loving that I'm getting a lot of these messages though in these readings, these collective readings. So it is an invitation for me to be very, very serious about it. So with that in mind, you can expect me. Well, actually, let me just double check this. You can expect me this weekend. Some point this weekend, I want to answer this. I want to stick to this. And answer this call. So I shall. Thank you always. I will see you in the next reading.